Good morning, everyone. Just waking up here with my cup of coffee, and no, it's not Starbucks. So let's talk Starbucks, shall we? Alright, this one's going to be a ripper. I hope to make this video with a little bit more of a humorous side, but I find I'm bad at cracking jokes when I make an attempt at it, so bear with me. Anyway, I'm sure you've all heard about the recent Starbucks kerfuffle, as one YouTuber puts it, and I like that word, kerfuffle. Anyhow, so the gist of it is that these two black guys walk into a Starbucks and they refuse to buy anything and they demand to use the restroom. Well, at that particular Starbucks, the policy happened to be that you had to be a paying customer in order to use the restroom, which is great. You know, many Starbucks, many businesses choose to enforce that policy, and I hear through the grapevine that this particular Starbucks was consistent with their policies across the board. They even asked a Philadelphia police officer to purchase something before being allowed to use the restroom. I don't know the end of it, but the point is that they enforced this policy even with the Philadelphia police. So, long story short, I'm sure you're more familiar with it than I am because I just caught the gist of it, is that these two guys wind up being arrested for not following the policy after being politely asked by both the manager of the store and the police officers several times, I might add, to leave or be arrested, because at that point the store didn't want them to buy anything, they just wanted them to go. Now, I don't know, but if a store asks me to leave and they think I'm causing trouble, I really don't care to shop there to begin with. Okay, I don't want to go where I'm not wanted, really. And so it just seems reasonable to me that if you're in that situation, you would probably choose to leave and take your business elsewhere. It doesn't matter if you needed that coffee and you had the money to spend on it, you just didn't agree with the price and therefore you weren't going to buy any. Well, then go somewhere else. Okay, that's not the point though. The point is that the Starschmucks CEO decides to cuck himself. And he decides to hold this diversity training day. Now, I believe that was yesterday, the 18th. This is the 19th. And today, apparently, they're giving a free drink to everyone, to all their customers. So there's a couple of points I want to make in regards to this CEO. Now, as you could probably observe for yourself, the liberal left is just hell-bent on attacking conservatives, undermining them and their credibility. It's as if they deliberately put on earmuffs and blinders, and yet they put a bullhorn right here. So it doesn't do them any favors when the Starbucks of the CEO of Starbucks decides to give everyone free coffee. You know what? This guy has refused to defend his employee for enforcing the policy across the board, as he should. He decides to take a public stance, basically a public stance with a middle finger at white people. And third of all, his virtue signaling, which to me says that what you're really doing is punking yourself. He's demanding to be punked. So I say, punk the CEO of Starbucks if you want to. And don't ever spend any money at Starbucks again. Now, if a business decides it wants to cuck itself at me, well then, guess what? I don't really care to spend any money there. And this applies also logically to instances like Chipotle, as well as Starbucks, both of whom, I believe, have refused to let customers carry guns in their stores, concealed or open. Those are company policies. So, and they have every right to do that, of course, because they are private businesses. I mean, if I chose not to allow anyone with a firearm into my home, I have that right. Likewise, they have that right in their store. But you know what? I also have the right to take my money somewhere else. Now, if you're just a neutral business and you take no political stance either way, I'm happy to spend my money at your business because you don't take a political stance, and I'm not there to get into a political debate or participate in any kind of activism or anything like that. All I want to do is buy what I need and split. So, if you're like Starbucks and you decide to take an active political stance against the Second Amendment, guess what? You ain't getting my money. Likewise, in this case, if you're the CEO of Starbucks and you decide to punk yourself in front of me, guess what? I'm going to punk you, if that's what you really want, and I'm never going to spend money at your business. So, if you out there decide that the CEO of Starbucks is making a fool of himself, frankly, then put your money where your mouth is, or rather, don't put your money where his mouth is. I hope you all have a great day.